You've been lied to. Not once, not twice, but every time you've been told that's how cars work. Mechanics, dealers, and even old car myths have convinced drivers to waste thousands of dollars on services that don't fix anything, and sometimes make things worse. Today, we're exposing 14 of the deadliest car maintenance lies every driver still believes, so you can stop paying for problems that don't exist. Lie number 14. You must change your oil every 3,000 miles. That advice died 20 years ago. Modern engines and synthetic oils last 3 to 4 times longer, but service shops keep pushing the 3,000-mile myth because it brings you back sooner and keeps their bays full. Back when engines ran dirtier and oil chemistry was basic, frequent oil changes mattered. Today, engines are built tighter, burn cleaner, and monitor oil condition electronically in real time. Check your manual. Most modern engines are rated for 7,500 to 10,000 miles between oil changes when using synthetic oil. Some are rated even higher under normal driving conditions. Anything sooner isn't extra protection. It's just throwing money and perfectly good oil away. And over time, unnecessary oil changes increase the risk of stripped drain plugs, damaged threads, and oil leaks that didn't exist before. The rule isn't change it early. The rule is simple: follow the manufacturer, not a reminder sticker. Lie number 13. Premium gas makes every car run better. Unless your owner's manual specifically requires you to run premium fuel, you're literally burning money. High-octane gas doesn't clean your engine, it doesn't add horsepower, and it doesn't improve fuel mileage. Octane has one job: to prevent engine knock in high-compression or turbocharged engines designed for it. If your engine isn't built for premium, it can't take advantage of it. In fact, many engines tuned for regular fuel actually burn premium less efficiently because the combustion timing isn't optimized for higher octane. For most cars on the road, regular unleaded ignites more predictably, burns more completely, and delivers the exact performance the engine was engineered for. But mechanics and fuel companies rarely explain that because premium sounds like better, and better is easier to sell. The rule is simple: if your manual doesn't require premium, using it won't help your engine. It only helps someone else's bottom line. Lie number 12. Flushing coolant every year prevents damage. Coolant flushes are one of the most upsold services in the industry. Here's the truth: modern long-life coolants are engineered to last up to 100,000 miles under normal driving conditions. They're designed not just to control temperature, but to protect against corrosion, lubricate seals, and prevent internal buildup for years at a time. Flushing coolant early doesn't help. It can actually cause problems. Improper flushing can introduce air into the cooling system, weaken the coolant mixture, and damage rubber seals and gaskets that were functioning perfectly fine. Worse, if the system isn't bled correctly afterward, trapped air pockets can create hot spots that lead to overheating, the very problem the flush was supposed to prevent. Unless your temperature gauge is unstable, the coolant is visibly discolored, or you're following a manufacturer-specified interval, leave it alone. It's not preventative maintenance, it's marketing. Lie number 11. You must warm up your car for 10 minutes in winter. That used to be true when carburetors existed. Older engines needed time at idle to stabilize fuel delivery. Modern engines don't. Today's engines use electronic fuel injection, oxygen sensors, and automatic idle control to adjust instantly, even in freezing temperatures. They don't need to warm up, they need to be driven gently. Letting your car idle for 10 minutes doesn't protect the engine. It wastes fuel, fouls spark plugs, and allows unburned gasoline to dilute your oil, reducing lubrication where it matters most. And because the engine warms unevenly at idle, critical components like the transmission and wheel bearings stay cold even longer. 30 seconds is plenty. Start the car, let oil pressure stabilize, then drive calmly. Your engine, transmission, and fuel system all warm faster and last longer that way. Lie number 10. Changing transmission. Fluid will ruin your transmission. You've probably heard the myth, if it's never been changed, don't touch it. False. Dirty fluid is what ruins transmissions, not fresh fluid. Transmission fluid doesn't just lubricate, it cools, cleans, and transfers hydraulic pressure that controls every shift you feel. Over time, that fluid breaks down, overheats, and fills with microscopic debris from normal wear. The real danger comes when a shop uses the wrong type of fluid, or performs a high-pressure flush that stirs up sludge and forces it through sensitive valves and solenoids. That's where the horror stories come from. Done properly, using the correct manufacturer-spec fluid and gentle drain and fill cycles, fresh fluid lowers temperatures, restores shift quality, and dramatically extends transmission life. Neglect doesn't preserve transmissions, maintenance does. Lie number 9, brake fluid never needs changing. Brake fluid absorbs moisture over time. That's not a defect, it's chemistry, and moisture leads to internal corrosion inside your master cylinder, brake lines, calipers, and ABS components, damage you can't see until it's already expensive. As water content rises, brake fluid's boiling point drops. Under hard braking, that moisture can actually boil, creating compressible vapor in the lines. That's when the brake pedal suddenly feels soft or spongy. Not because there's air in the system, but because water is turning into gas. The truth? Brake fluid should be replaced every 2 to 3 years, regardless of mileage. It's cheap, quick, and one of the most ignored safety services on the road, yet it protects some of the most critical systems in your car. Ignoring brake fluid doesn't save money, it delays the bill and increases the risk. Lie number 8, more frequent tune-ups. Keep your engine healthy. Come in for a tune-up every year. That line hasn't been true since spark plugs had copper tips and distributors needed adjustment. Modern engines use long-life iridium or platinum spark plugs rated for 80,000 to 120,000 miles. Ignition timing, fuel mixture, and idle speed are all managed by the ECU in real time, constantly adjusting based on sensor data. There's nothing left to tune on a schedule. When a shop sells frequent tune-ups, what they're really selling is part replacement without diagnosis. Swapping components that aren't failing yet. If your engine is running rough, a generic tune-up won't fix it. It might hide the symptom temporarily, but it won't address the cause. Diagnosis is what fixes modern engines. Data, not guesswork. Lie number 7, fuel additives clean your engine. Most of them don't. They just clean your wallet. Real detergents that actually work, like polyethyramine, are already blended into quality, name-brand gasoline at the pump. That's why manufacturers recommend using top-tier fuel, not bottled additives. Those miracle cleaners sitting at the register, most are diluted alcohol, light solvent, kerosene, or rebranded filler with no long-term benefit. At best, they do nothing. At worst, they loosen deposits unevenly and send debris through sensitive injectors and valves. If you want a cleaner engine, use quality fuel, replace your air filter on time, and follow proper maintenance intervals. You'll do more for your engine than any bottle ever could. Real cleaning happens through combustion, not checkout counters. Lie number 6, synthetic oil will cause leaks in old engines. That myth refuses to die. Early synthetic oils in the 1970s did swell seals and expose weaknesses, but modern synthetic formulas are completely different and completely safe for older engines. Today's synthetics are engineered to maintain stable viscosity, resist thermal breakdown, and flow better in both hot and cold conditions. They also contain detergents that gently clean deposits left behind by conventional oils over time. And that's where the confusion comes from. If an engine starts leaking after switching to synthetic oil, it's not because the oil caused the leak, it's because sludge and buildup were already masking worn seals, and the synthetic oil simply cleaned them away. The leak was there before. Synthetic oil just revealed it. In reality, synthetics reduce internal wear, run cooler under load, and protect aging engines better than conventional oil ever could. The oil isn't the problem. The neglect came first. Lie number 5. All alignment shops do the same job. Wrong. Many quick lube shops only adjust front toe and call it an alignment. That might straighten your steering wheel, but it doesn't correct how the car actually tracks down the road. A true alignment involves camber, caster, and thrust angle across all 4 corners of the vehicle. Those angles determine tire wear, steering stability, and how the car behaves at highway speeds. A proper alignment requires calibrated equipment, manufacturer-specific specifications, and time. Not eyeballs, not shortcuts. That $59 special? It's not fixing your handling, it's masking the problem. Cheap alignments cost more in the long run because they eat tires, stress suspension components, and leave the real issue untouched. If the printout isn't detailed, the alignment wasn't either. Lie number 4. You have to replace all 4 tires at once. Only if you're driving an all-wheel drive vehicle. And even then, only when tread depth differences exceed the manufacturer's limits. AWD systems rely on equal tire circumference to prevent drivetrain stress. But outside of that specific scenario, replacing all 4 tires is often unnecessary. On front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive vehicles, replacing just 2 tires at a time is perfectly acceptable. The key is keeping the replacement tires matched on the same axle, in size, tread pattern, and wear level. Dealers push full sets because it doubles the sale, it doesn't double the safety. As long as tread depth remains within safe limits and tires are properly matched, you can save half the cost. Without compromising traction, handling, or control. The rule isn't replace everything, it's replace what's actually worn. Lie number 3. Dealership maintenance is required to keep your warranty. Completely false. By law, you can have maintenance performed anywhere, as long as it follows the manufacturer's service schedule and uses approved parts and fluids. Dealers often imply that servicing your car elsewhere will void your warranty. That fear keeps you coming back, but the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act makes that tactic illegal. Manufacturers cannot deny warranty coverage simply because maintenance was performed by an independent shop, or by you, unless they can prove the work directly caused the failure. That's why documentation matters. Keep receipts, record service dates and mileage. Follow the recommended intervals. Do that and your warranty stays intact, no matter where the work was done. Your warranty follows the car, not the building. Lie number 2. Check engine lights always means something expensive. Half the time it's something simple. A loose gas cap, dirty sensor, or a temporary voltage fluctuation. The check engine light isn't a panic button. It's a notification. Modern vehicles monitor hundreds of parameters, and even a minor reading outside normal range can trigger the light. That doesn't mean the engine is failing. It means the computer noticed something slightly off. Mechanics love panic. It makes diagnostics sound dramatic and expensive. Here's the smart move. Scan it first. A basic code reader can tell you whether it's a minor emissions issue or something that actually needs attention. If the car runs fine and the light isn't blinking, it's not an emergency. Blinking means stop. Solid means schedule. Most of the time, the check engine light isn't demanding repairs. It's just your car asking to be checked, not to be feared. Lie number 1. Older cars need thick oil to stop burning. The thick oil trick is one of the oldest lies still circulating. Yes, using thicker oil can reduce oil consumption temporarily, but that short-term fix comes with consequences. Thicker oil strains the oil pump, slows flow to critical components, and makes cold starts brutal, exactly when engines need lubrication the most. On startup, heavy oil takes longer to reach bearings, camshafts, and valve trains, increasing wear instead of reducing it. The real causes of oil consumption aren't oil weight. They're worn valve stem seals, tired piston rings, or a clogged PCV system allowing pressure to build where it shouldn't. Thick oil doesn't solve those problems. It just masks the symptoms until the damage gets worse and the real repair becomes unavoidable. The fix isn't heavier oil. It's diagnosing the cause and using the viscosity the engine was designed to run. Because hiding a problem isn't the same as fixing it. They told you these lies for decades, because fear sells, but now you know better. If this video saved you money or cleared up bad advice, hit like. It helps more drivers see this. If you've heard any of these lies before, drop one in the comments. Someone else needs it. Subscribe for smarter car knowledge, no scare tactics, no upsells, and watch this next one.